Thank you. I thank the distinguished Chairman Conley for holding this important hearing today on whistleblower protections. Whistleblowers are vital to Congress's constitutional oversight responsibilities. They are often the first line of defense in fighting waste, fraud, and abuse. And without strong protections and the ability to remain anonymous, whistleblowers could face retaliation. This could, I believe it would, chill their willingness to report abuses to us, and that would hurt our ability to fulfill our constitutional duties of oversight. Interfering with an employee's communications with Congress is already illegal, and so is retaliating against employees who engage in such communications. But as we have seen this past year, some of our leaders do not seem to value whistleblowers in the same way that we do. For these reasons, I am working with Chairman Conley and several other colleagues on legislation to improve existing protections for whistleblowers even further. And now I want to move to questions. Mr. Hempowitz, as you know, it is well recognized that whistleblower disclosures are a vital asset in promoting government accountability and limiting waste, fraud, and abuse. Whistleblowers make disclosures at great risk to their careers and, in some cases, to their well-being and literally to their lives. And for this reason, it is absolutely essential that the confidentiality of whistleblowers is protected. And without government assurance that a whistleblower can maintain being anonymous, it will have a chilling effect may occur. So can you tell us why you believe it's important that whistleblower confidentiality be protected? And do you think that they're sufficiently protected?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that question, Chairman. Absolutely. I think anonymity should be guaranteed to whistleblowers that want it. I don't think every whistleblower wants to remain anonymous, but that should be their decision. I think not guaranteeing that right runs the risk of deterring would-be whistleblowers from coming forward, and that means waste, fraud, and abuse is not reported. So I think to make sure that whistleblowers do come forward, every protection needs to be put into the law to make sure that they have an incentive to come forward.
Okay. Mr. Colapinto, do you believe that we have sufficient confidentiality now for protection, or is there more that we can do or should do?
There's a lot more that we could do.
Such as?
Well, for example, the whistleblower provisions of the Federal Civil Service laws can be amended in order to make it actionable so that employees can bring a complaint in the event that they are harassed or their confidentiality is breached. There should also be stiffer penalties, and the Privacy Act can be enhanced to provide for civil remedies as well. I think that Congress should also look at stiffer penalties for managers who or supervisors who may, in fact, breach the confidentiality. I have never seen arguments like we're seeing out there today, where Congress passes very clear prohibitions for OSC and the Inspector Generals not to reveal the identity of whistleblowers when they come forward confidentially, and somehow that has turned into, well, that only applies to them, so anybody else could breach the confidentiality. I think that there's a lot more that can be done to ensure that everyone gets the message that once a whistleblower goes confidential or anonymous, they are not to be unmasked.
Okay. Also, Mr. Rosenzweig, would you follow up? Do you believe there are currently weaknesses in it and for federal employee whistleblowers, and what more could we do to protect them?
Well, as Mr. Colapinto said, federal whistleblowers don't have a private cause of action against those who might disclose their identity. They have weakened protections within the workplace itself. But I think more to the point, the degradation in confidentiality and anonymity that we promise whistleblowers is eroding the ability of those federal employees who uncover waste, fraud, and abuse to transmit those allegations with the candor and forthrightness that we as citizens and you as Congress would wish to have. You must want, I think, to have a full disclosure from anybody who has such information. And by threatening confidentiality, you erode that.
And my time has expired, so I have a lot more questions. This is an important issue, and it's one that's very relevant today. I yield back. Thank you.